the expansion of State Road 32 and what you need to know before the construction begins. Mondays with the Mayor starts now. Mayor Cook along with Jennifer Beck. Jennifer is the Senior Project Manager with Indiana Department of Transportation. Thank you both for being here. Mayor Cook, first for you.
Yeah.
Why are we expanding 32? Why is there a need?
Well, there's this traffic congestion issue, Chris. It has plagued our city for quite a while. Fortunately, Westfield has grown immensely in the east-west traffic, which is really, there's not a whole lot of an alternative to State Road 32. So what we see are backups day and night on 32. INDOT certainly has recognized that, and together we've been able to work out what we think is a great solution.
Safety issues, one of those?
Safety issues, speed issues, and of course we want to update our downtown with some of the new construction, but make State Road 32 a beautiful piece.
And Jennifer, back in 2018, the original estimated cost for the entire project was $15 million. It's now estimated at $22 million, and that's largely due to soaring real estate valuations, which of course affects the acquisition for the right-of-way so you can do this project. Let's start with the phases. It will be done in phases. Take me through each one.
Yeah, so the first phase that you're going to see, which is wrapping up for us, is the right-of-way acquisition phase. We're just about done. We should have possession of all the properties around April 1st. And then you're going to start to see building demolitions as well as tree removal on the south side of East Street. Once we get all the right-of-way clear, then begins the next phase of utility relocations. We have a lot of utilities on the corridor, above ground and below ground, so you're going to see that take place all throughout the rest of 23, probably even in the beginning of 24. And then we go into our final phase, everyone's favorite, the road construction phase, where we will go ahead and start to take out the pavement, replace, widen to the south, and get this done hopefully towards the end of 24, but to be realistic, we might trail into 25.
You know, I've heard this said before that it's the utility relocation that really takes the longest amount of time. Is that correct?
Well, I'd say we don't have direct control, so that's where some of the delays come from. And also, we have had a lot of material procurement issues since COVID, and the utility lines have been most impacted by that recently, with just the cable being in the conduit being really hard to acquire right now. So we're doing our best to estimate timeframes. I know they are, and we try to factor in risk as well. So we plan as best as we can, but utilities tend to have some unknowns come up that make it take a little longer.
Mayor Cook, I know you have some questions.
Well, we do. And first I want to say, Jennifer, thanks for being Westfield's own Jennifer Beck, I might mention. So she's keeping a special eye on us here, and we appreciate that. But this is kind of an unusual project where the city and the state are partnering 50-50. This doesn't happen all over, does it?
It sure doesn't. I manage a lot of projects in Hamilton County, and I have had partnerships with some other of our neighbors here near Westfield, but this is definitely unique in that it's the heart of downtown. We wanted to make it a fair 50 partnership with you guys, since we know it's going to impact your long-term vision of your city.
So a lot of pressure on us to perform, is that right?
Absolutely, yes.
Good.
We'll do our part, you got to do your part.
We'll certainly see. Well,
I wanted to mention also the streetscape is a part of this. Let's explain that, Mayor Cook, and also Jennifer.
Yeah, we want this to be much more aesthetic than what you see today. The utility lines obviously are very necessary. They'll be underground on this stretch here. Our 4 lanes will have a nice landscape median. Also landscaping on the side. Now the city has designed this. It's now being processed in the INDOT specifications, but it's going to be something aesthetically pleasing when we get finished with it.
You know, there are lots of stakeholders here. We have the business community, and then we also have people who are going to be directly affected that are perhaps in near these construction areas. What's the plan to make sure they're aware of the timeline and how they're going to be affected?
Yeah, so we're going to have a much more robust communication plan for this type of project for sure. And actually, in partnership spirit, we're working with the communications department at Westfield to make sure we really communicate that to everybody in the way that they like to receive the information. As much as I like to think everybody follows INDOT and pays attention to everything that we put out, we do put out information for the whole state. So we're hoping that working with you guys at the city to help get the message out is going to reach more people. And we are in the process of creating a new, more cohesive website for the information that people really want to see. Everything we have now is very large documents that maybe people don't want to flip through. So we're working on that new website, and we'll have a big rollout here probably in a couple weeks to share that with everyone so they know where to go for updates.
So what are we going to see within the next few months? Let's just kind of break that down real quick.
The next few months, you'll just see more of those State of Indiana signs popping up on some of these buildings. And really the first thing you're going to see from INDOT is going to be the tree removal, because that has to happen before April 1st for our endangered species protections of the Indiana bat. So you'll see that happening first around East Street, and then you'll start to see the building removals along the south side of 32. And the last thing you'll probably see is the relocation of 102 South Union, or the green building as most people prefer. Once we get all the other demos, we'll work on relocating that building, and then that'll make way for utilities.
Final word for you, Mayor.
We're just so pleased that INDOT has chosen to work with us on this project, and I know that from the city and the state perspective, we're going to affect a lot of residents, we're going to affect a lot of businesses, and together we're going to be sure that there's a great line of communications so the expectations will be met. And it won't be easy. We've been through it before with the 31 project. What was that, 10 years ago, Jennifer? We survived, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we're better off because of it, and we'll do the same thing here with State Road 32.
Mayor Cook, Jennifer, thank you both.
Thank you so much.